So you were the first guy to get a Netflix special.
I started the whole process for everybody.
Is it wrong to ask, like, I got to ask you the questions of, like, I'm so curious about all this type of stuff. Is it wrong to ask how, not you, because I know you're one of, like, the highest paid and you were, like, on Forbes and made all this tons of money. So I'm not talking about you specifically. And I'm not talking about grinders that, like, are working their way up that have no name. But, like, as a mid-level comedian, about how much can they make on the road? And then also when they get to a Netflix level where they have a Netflix special, what is that like?
Right.
Like as far as pay, like is it like a per view? Like if it gets a lot of views, they get paid more, or is it a flat fee, or like how does that work? Just roughly. I know you can't get too detailed, but
it depends on who you are, but it's a flat fee, and they own it forever.
Gotcha.
And that's what Monique's beef was, is that they offered her $500,000, and she was like, "Look, I've won an Academy Award, I've done this, I've done that," but they're like, "We're not hiring you as an actor, we're hiring you as a comic." And as a comic, you've never really done anything that made us go, wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So offered what they thought she was worth. They do tend to undervalue guys and girls, or overvalue some people sometimes. That sometimes they pay for a name who's not necessarily going to have a good special or is that good of a comic.
Right.
And then sometimes they undervalue guys that are names and don't give them enough money for their special. So it's a tangled web they're weaving over there. Look, they gave Chris Rock Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million a special. Every time they drop a special, $20 million.
Damn.
And then offered Eddie Murphy $50 million for his special.
See, I asked you this because, like, it seems like when you have like a membership based algorithm and it's like viewership, technically a comedy special, if it's an hour long and a movie's an hour and a half long, if the comedy special gets as many views as a movie, but a movie costs not $100, but like maybe $20 million to produce or something, you know what I mean? Like it's still, the comedy special is still more valuable as far as viewership goes. So the money should be almost as good as like what you would get in a movie if it's a really good comedy special, which, as you just said with Dave Chappelle, obviously it is.
Yeah. I mean, again, they kind of look at it as who's the marquee name that's going to bring people here to watch this.
Right.
Even if Chris or Seinfeld or any of those guys really dropped a special and it was a turd, it doesn't matter. They're still going to be the big names, and people will give them a pass. Be like, that one wasn't so good. Let's wait for the next one.
Right.
But me and some other guys, we drop a turd. They're like, he's falling off, and you're like, what? No, what? And sometimes we think we're not. We think we're dropping something good.
Yeah.